Yes, yes. Welcome to the ancient world of tabletop games. I am Agamemnon from the historical documentary Time Bandits. This is a report from a fugitive. If I had to choose my own adventure, it wouldn't be the House of Danger, and it certainly wouldn't be a face-slapping contest with the evil Power Master, not even using cold fish as dueling weapons. I once narrowly avoided being spiked by a shuriken star thrown during a particularly rambunctious duel that broke out between players, not their characters, actual players, and that is a role-playing fact. But we're here to talk about the board gaming world, or the world of card games, featuring game boards flying alongside the rules in rather shaky formation around about 0 altitude. We entered the House of Mystery and loitered in the House of Secrets, but we right royally cheesed through the House of Danger. Why stop short of finishing the game? Oh, we completed the game. For video purposes, it didn't seem worthwhile filming the end. True story. For those who care, I didn't spoil the end of the game for you. You may wish to seek it out. Bless your heart. I hope your cheese tolerance is legendary. When it came time to play the other game, I didn't even bother considering a video. This short series is a dud for the Prospero Hall design team trading on nostalgia. Sadly, they have to stick to the source material, which is cheese-laden in the first game and contemptuous of its audience in the second. Though the game components differ from box to box, gameplay is, at its heart, relatively unchanged. Surf your way lightly through adventures, reading chapter cards in the first game and planet cards in the second. Hold a handkerchief to your face inside the House of Danger. Versus the evil Power Master of Evil, he's evil so bad, mwahaha, you need to don a spacesuit to keep the reek of cheddar from obliterating your senses. High on the list is your sense of cheese. Them as dies first will be the lucky ones. Should you choose to leave the House of Danger in mid-flight, there is a contingency plan. The rulebook recommends saving your progress by storing game components in the bag. There is no bag. Never was one. I suspect the rulebook meant to say the storage box, or, to go all technical on you, the box. The only bag included with the game is the tiny plastic one that holds a few game components. These games play out in the same fashion. Explore the story. Use equipment to help overcome challenges. You play the first game chapter by chapter. The second game has chapters tied to planets on the map, so there's an exploration mini-game going on there. 2 tracks compete for victory in the Power Master's universe. For those watching in black and white, the evil track is red and the good track is green. The race against evil is to a score of 25. If good triumphs, you discover the evil Power Master. But if evil triumphs, there are chocolate chip cookies with coffee, something, something dark side. Both games are set to cheese factor 10, Mr. Sulu. Where the second game truly falls on its sorry arse, though, is in its unflinching faithfulness to the source material. For once they should have chucked that work ethic in the bin. The evil Power Master's original story is one that feels written by a person who holds science fiction in utter contempt. It is a truth universally acknowledged that contempt for your core audience will alienate that audience. This saggy space opera saga sneers at fans of the genre. The story isn't constructed out of lazy writing, it is lazily constructed out of lazy writing and pretends to have the saving grace of a particle-thin layer of parody to it. All the while, the whisper from the sea rolls to the shore. Derision, derision, derision. On top of that, and this may have been coincidence, I've had a harder time beating eggs than beating the evil Powerless Master. A game that feels so random could appear unbeatable, it's true, and we'd hate a game for that. Somehow it's even easier to hate a game that feels so random that it throws an easy victory our way. Did we play a game, or did we play the game's own tutorial level with the training wheels and autopilot firmly on? For a game based around challenges, there was no challenge here. Adding the mechanic of being able to visit chapters out of order by flying to their corresponding planets didn't truly add anything deep. When you expect more, you must prepare to expect more cheese. Are these games for you? No, they aren't. I experimented with them in the lab. The game aspect of the first box would have worked with a more consistent story. My problem with the first plot is the cheese. Not to spoil anything, but once you decide to merge your many meandering plot threads into a single line about aliens, you don't really have anywhere else to go. I'm not saying it was aliens, but it was aliens. Watch in astonishment as the author, dressed in black, starts painting the room from the doorway and gradually works into the furthest corner, setting the tin of white paint down as the last desperate act of someone too tired to even bother contemplating a leap for the window. The second box shakes up the gameplay just enough to appear varied, and it is mere appearance at that. Sadly, the plotting carries the air of an author driving a stolen van packed with sweaty dynamite at a cardboard house full of paper school children while yelling, "Watch this for a wheelie." Prospero Hall had an unenviable task in bringing those choose-your-own-adventure books to life as a game series. Stick to the atmosphere of the source while making sure to avoid the atmosphere of the source. There's no way around it. If you like cheese, really like cheese, you'll still be hard-pressed to like these games. However, if you seek them out in any event, then know this. They are relatively cheap games. Cheap for a reason. They'll pass the time. Ordinarily, in a video like this, I'd be inclined to state that your mileage may vary, but let's face it, that's going to be footage and not mileage. Was there fun to be had playing these games? We laughed for all the wrong reasons. I suppose that counts. We laughed. The format is one of reaching the end and solving the mystery, yet the concept of multiple endings does not lend itself to repeated play. I've played each game once, and I feel I've discovered everything that each game has to offer. It's a one-joke format, likely to fall flat for you. Of note is the running time for each game. House of Danger took far longer to complete. Multiple sessions, 60 minutes per chapter. Your battle with the Power Master has a running time of 60 minutes all told. I suspect this was meant to read as 60 minutes per chapter as well. But the Intergalactic Odyssey took one gaming session, a few hours. This had little to do with game system familiarity and much to do with the easy nature of the game. I had to learn the same game all over again, with the added layer of learning provided by the addition of that planet-hopping map. No, the challenges were the problem. Challenges felt easy to beat, and it wasn't long before the villain's ultimate location was revealed. You work your way through the chapters in the first game. It is possible to skip whole chapters, entire planets and subplots in the second game. Missing a planet didn't add to the desire to play the game again to see what was missed out. It certainly shortened play. Hell, I could sit and work my way through the unused cards to see what was swerved, but frankly, I can't be bothered. Is there a place for this sort of system using better source material? Yes, there is. But the cheese is strong with this one. Absolute cheddar has tainted the notion of taking the series to the ultimate heights. Tellingly, the first game saw print in 2018, and the second in the series appeared a year later. COVID wouldn't have hampered publication of a third game in 2020 or a fourth in 2021. The pandemic didn't stop new versions of Pandemic being published, after all. This game franchise will just have to settle for plumbing the depths. I should have paid more attention to the numbers on the official website for 1 to 8 players. The smaller the box, the more worried you should be at larger player counts. Each game is a one-off game, no matter the lip service rented out to replayability. If you don't mind that, and cheese is your thing, there's a 50-50 chance you'll enjoy choosing your own adventure, but there's only a 10% chance of that. Ah well, there it is. Perhaps my view is coloured from not having read the original books. Thank heaven for small mercies.